If you had some issues accessing some popular online services yesterday, you are not alone. Spotify, Google, and Amazon Web Services were among several online platforms that were hit by outages. According to service provider Cloudflare, a Google Cloud outage was behind the issue. By the afternoon, some services began coming back online. No official word on what caused the outage, and Google did not issue an immediate response. So the mystery continues this morning.
All right. Well, today in dollars and cents, Google's once again offering buyouts to employees across several of its divisions.
On top of that, the company is also tightening its return to office policy for remote employees living near offices, raising the question, are the days of remote work fading away? Joining the conversation this morning is business analyst and labor attorney Parag Amin. Parag, nice to have you with us this morning. How are you?
Great to be with you, Steve and Tyra.
Thanks for being with us. So let's start with the Google offering buyouts. What exactly does that mean, and why have we seen that company offer these buyout options in waves since 2023, so a couple of years ago?
Steve, so what it means is Google is offering many of its employees an opportunity to see themselves out. They're offering them some amount of pay in exchange for a waiver of any and all claims that they might have against Google, in exchange for a peaceful transition. And this does two things. One, it limits exposure for potential claims or lawsuits against Google. And it also creates some level of goodwill with the employees who are leaving, as well as calming the nerves of the employees who are choosing to stay, because it makes them believe that Google is taking care or trying to take care of its employees.
So with these buyout options, what's stopping the company's, let's say, best employees from walking out the door? Do you think that's something Google should be worried about?
Well, Tyra, absolutely. Any company needs great talent to be successful, and they always want to keep their best players, and they're certainly going to do things to try to keep their best players. And part of what we're seeing here is that Google is not requiring a complete and full-time return to the office, but just flexible work hours. And realistically, this was always going to happen. We saw that in 2020, we went from cubicles to couches because of COVID, but it was a swing of the pendulum, and it swung very much to one side. And now we're just seeing a correction here towards the other side, where employers such as Google are saying, look, we need our employees back at work. There's certain synergies when you can all interact at work. You can get along better at work and come up with better ideas when you're at work, including from the store employees.
Start to see that shift back, though. What message does that send to employees?
Steve, it sends the message that employers do expect their employees to come back to work. Now, look, the good thing is, I think this remote model, to some extent, the hybrid model, will continue on into the future. COVID did show many companies that you did not need your employees at the office full time to be successful. But there is a certain aspect to being in the office that creates synergies that you simply cannot get from working from home. I mean, look, a great example is there's a very big difference between watching a ball game at a stadium and how exhilarating it is versus watching a game through TV. There's just a different energy there, and that's what Google and other companies are looking for. They want that energy in their offices with their employees interacting with each other and ideally coming up with better, brighter ideas than they would just working from home.
Yeah, and more on that, do you think being back in the office makes a difference when it comes to employee productivity?
Absolutely, Tyra. I mean, I know that, for example, even with myself, I tend to be pretty productive, but there are just so many distractions at home that I don't have at the office. I don't have a television there. The fridge is much further away, and so there's all these other things that I think it creates a level of professionalism when you are at the office, including how one is dressed, how limited the distractions are, and how focused you are being around others who are also focused on work. And so those things, I think, also create a culture and an environment that encourages productivity. But look, this is also why the remote model seems to be best, because there are times when it is simply helpful or more productive to be able to work from home and skip that long commute. So this is why I think that the hybrid model is going to be here to stay, rather than being able to work or having to work from the office full time or from home full time.
Parag, we just want to work in our pajamas. It's so much more comfortable.
That's right. Well, I mean, look, maybe there will be a pajama day at work like they have at my daughter's school. Who knows?
I think it depends on the employer, right? So you think that companies will continue to sort of have meet in the middle ground, so to speak, not an entire push away from that work from home model?
That's right, Steve. Ultimately, it's a balance between the employee and the employer. You want to find a happy medium where employees are happy, feel motivated, feel energized, feel like their employer cares about them. And ultimately, the employer wants productivity out of their employees. They want their best and brightest ideas. And ideally, you want your employees feeling their best to be able to give you their best. And the hybrid model encourages both. It lets employees work from home and get those little errands done that are difficult to do when you're at the office. It lets them skip the commute. Many times the average commute is about an hour each way. So they can save up to 2 hours a day on just the commute a few days a week. So it really allows that nice balance between the benefits of working from the office and the benefits of working from home.
That commute is no joke. Parag, very good analysis. Thank you so much for joining us on ARC Seattle today.
Thank you.